Hey travelers! Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into something truly exciting, a potential top-tier team composition that might redefine the meta in the upcoming Krai patch cycle. And yes, we're talking about the mysterious and highly anticipated characters. Durin, Colombina, the White Horse Adeptus, and of course the legendary Grandmaster himself, Varka. Now, before we start crafting dream teams in our heads, let's keep things grounded. Or as grounded as one can be in Teyvat. Take everything here like a puff of dandelions in the wind. Light, fun, and not set in stone. But oh boy, if even half of these details turn out true, we might be looking at one of the most synergistic, beautifully designed lineups Genshin has ever seen. So let's break it all down. The characters, their rumored mechanics, and how this squad could potentially dominate the battlefield. Let's start with the star of the speculation, Durin. From what's been whispered through the grapevine, Durin is shaping up to be a 5-star Pyro Sword user with a fascinating dual-form mechanic. Think of him as both a composer and conductor of fire, switching between his two states. Affirmation of whitening and negation of darkness. In his affirmation form, Durin becomes a pyro buffer, amplifying damage and supporting his teammates with warm, blazing energy. But switch to negation of darkness, and suddenly he's all about intense, focused single-target damage, a burst of precision firepower that could melt even the toughest bosses. This flexibility makes Durin an anchor, the kind of unit who adapts to your rotation rather than demanding the spotlight. He could be the bridge between support-oriented pyro buffs and hard-hitting DPS bursts, giving teams an edge in reaction-based combat. Now imagine pairing him with Colombina. Ah, Colombina, the ever-enigmatic figure from the Fatui ranks, rumored to step into the game as a hydro character with mechanics tied to music and moonlight. If these details hold up, her design sounds breathtaking, a performer whose melodies manipulate elemental reactions in rhythmic harmony. Colombina's hydro application is said to be consistent and wide-reaching, allowing her to sustain vaporize reactions with Durin's pyro. Picture this. While Durin sets the stage with flames, Colombina's melodies cascade like moonlit waves, transforming every swirl of fire into elegant bursts of vaporized damage. But the magic doesn't stop there. Her kit might even amplify elemental reactions based on rhythmic timing, potentially rewarding well-executed rotations with boosted reaction multipliers. It's an almost poetic synergy between pyro and hydro, melody and flame. Next, let's talk about one of the more mysterious members of this rumored squad, the White Horse Adeptus. Even the name sounds like something straight out of Liyue's mythic tapestry, doesn't it? A majestic figure, speculated to be an Anemo support tied to the moon and the flow of time. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Whispers suggest a unique mechanic called Lunar Swirl. Imagine a version of Swirl that doesn't just spread elements, but actually extends reaction durations or enhances elemental damage for characters aligned with lunar or time-based abilities. If that's true, the White Horse Adeptus could redefine what it means to be an Anemo support. Instead of just swirling and shredding resistance, this unit might amplify the very rhythm of combat, syncing perfectly with Colombina's musical hydro patterns and Durin's dual-state pyro gameplay. Think of it like this. Colombina sings, Durin burns, and the Adeptus stretches their dance of elements into a full orchestral performance. Now rounding out the team, Varka, the Grandmaster of the Knights of Favonius. The man, the myth, the legend. He's been away on expedition for so long that the community practically speaks his name in reverent tones. If these leaks hold any weight, Varka might be stepping into the field as another Anemo character. But unlike the Adeptus, his focus leans toward physical and hybrid Anemo-physical damage. His abilities could scale dynamically, allowing him to shred defenses, enhance the team's damage output, and close rotations with a satisfying heavy-hitting flourish. And here's the kicker. Varka's rumored synergy with the Lunar Swirl mechanic. Imagine if his attacks benefit directly from extended reaction windows or enhanced elemental amplification. Suddenly, you've got a team where even your support Anemo characters are dealing meaningful, consistent damage while setting up the perfect environment for Colombina and Durin to shine. So how would this dream team actually play out in combat? Picture this. The White Horse Adeptus opens the rotation, grouping enemies, applying Anemo, and triggering that beautiful Lunar Swirl effect to lengthen reaction durations. Colombina steps in next, her musical hydro field shimmering across the battlefield, saturating enemies with constant hydro application. Then comes Durin, switching to affirmation of whitening to buff the team's pyro output and ignite those vaporized chains. Once everything's burning bright, he shifts into negation of darkness for that high-octane single-target burst. Finally, Varka charges in, dealing devastating Anemo-physical combos that exploit all the amplified reaction windows left in the wake of his teammates. The synergy here is wild. Reaction multipliers stacking, damage over time effects overlapping, elemental resonance bonuses lighting up the field. It's not just a team, it's a choreography of elements, a four-part harmony between moonlight, fire, wind, and steel. And lore-wise, the connections feel intentional. Durin's philosophical themes of light and darkness could reflect Colombina's duality of beauty and sorrow. The Adeptus ties into celestial cycles, perhaps even connected to the same lunar motif present in Colombina's rumored design. And Varka, the grounded warrior, serves as the steady anchor holding this cosmic dance together. Of course, the video wouldn't be complete without a reality check. Even though this composition sounds like something out of a dev team fever dream, we have to remember, it's all speculative for now. Genshin's meta is as fluid as hydro and as unpredictable as Anemo gusts. Power creep, artifact rebalances, and new elemental interactions can shift everything overnight. And while it's fun to build dream teams, the golden rule still stands. Pull for who you love, not just who's strong. Because, let's be honest, no amount of meta damage can outshine the joy of playing a character you actually connect with. Whether that's Durin's poetic flame, Colombina's haunting melodies, or the White Horse Adeptus's lunar elegance, it's all about finding your flow in Teyvat. Still, if this synergy does become real, this team could easily rival Fontaine's most broken lineups. It's the perfect blend of lore, design, and combat depth, a showcase of how far Genshin's team-building philosophy has evolved. So tell me, travelers, what do you think? Would you run this team if it becomes reality? Or would you swap someone out for your own favorites? Maybe add a Bennett for more buffs, or a Zhongli for extra protection. Drop your dream variations down in the comments. I'd love to see what combinations you'd come up with. And hey, if you enjoyed this deep dive, you know the drill. Hit that like button. It seriously helps the channel out more than you can imagine. And subscribe if you haven't already, because we're going to keep covering every twist and turn the Krai update brings. Until then, keep your Primogems safe, your resin spent wisely, and your theories burning brighter than pyro reactions on a rainy day. Signing off. And I'll see you in the next one, travelers.